All right, YouTube, we are here to go over the men's Royal Rumble match. I'm here with my three good friends, JT, Mike Eller, and Matt Ferrell. What's going on, guys?
Greetings, Ryan.
Hey, Ryan.
I think two of us are going to go over the top rope together just to reenact this Rumble right here at the end of this. So we'll decide who it is at the finish. But
well, we're going to see who we're going to book for that finish. If you're not on YouTube, that is Bret the Hitman Hart and a Lex Luger 94 Royal
they're
Rumble.
overdue. We haven't had one since, I mean, if you count Batista Cena, I guess, in 20 years. So
I think it'd be fun for women, but for the men, I think it'd be stupid. But anyways, what we're going to do here is spin the wheel, and whatever name pops up, you're going to tell us what number he's coming in, or roughly, if he's going to win, how many eliminations, pretty much what is he going to do in the Royal Rumble match. And then there's a few wild cards. There's a TNA, there's an NXT, and then there's like a legend or legend/return, right? So, and if I got The Rock on here, and if you get The Rock and you don't think The Rock's going to be in the Royal Rumble, then you're just going to say he's not in the Royal Rumble, and we'll move on. Or if he's in the Royal Rumble, he's going to do this, yada, yada, yada. So pretty much, if you get a guy that you think is going to be the winner, you're going to say he's going to come in at number 23. He's going to eliminate everyone. He's going to win. Or if you got a guy in the final four, he's going to be the Iron Man, so on and so forth. So you guys get the gist of it, right?
All right.
All right, let's go in clockwise, and I don't want to start, so that's going to mean, Justin, you're going to be up first on the wheel. So, Justin, ready?
ready.
All right, let's see who you get on the wheel here.
Scott Steiner, number 1, and Samu, number 2.
All right, boom. CM Punk. What is CM Punk going to do in the 2025 Royal Rumble?
Starting hot.
Yeah.
It feels like he was, meant to be in the title match a year ago. He got hurt. I can't see them doing another. Like, his clock is ticking, right? Like, if he's Marissa Tomei and Mike Casavini, right? Like, the clock's ticking for him. So they can't hold off too long if they're going to pay off this Punk never main evented a Mania deal. So this feels like as good a year as any. I think him and Gunther is a pretty fun match because I think Cody's slotted elsewhere, which we could talk about as we go through this. But so I'd say he's, of anyone on this list, I would say he's like a top 3 option to win and fight Gunther at Mania. One guy don't think we have on the wheel that I'll just mention is Logan Paul. Like, he's another one that I think would be really fun with Gunther. Looks like he's fighting his brother now a few weeks before, though. So, I don't know if he'll be ready to go for that. But so anyway, I'll just throw him out. He's on the wheel. But that's kind of where my head at. Those are 2 of the 3 guys I've really kind of pinned as like strong options to win.
Yeah, CM Punk is the second favorite here. We have betting odds on people that had betting odds available. And I think CM Punk was about, I forgot, but I think he was about plus 200. And mind you, this is about a week old betting odds. So I wanted to reference betting odds, but I didn't want the current betting odds here Tuesday night as we record this. So if you see a plus number, that's what those are. Forgot to mention that there. Yeah, Punk's interesting. I would have him definitely be in a Final Four. I'd have him be the winner or the runner-up again, and I think he's probably my favorite. If I was booking this Rumble, or personally, if I want anyone to win, I probably want Punk to win. And I don't really think that CM Punk has a bad match at WrestleMania on paper.
No, and when you I have other things in my head for Cody, but when you look at where things went on Raw this week, it definitely seemed like they're teasing some kind of Punk Cody thing too, right? So that's definitely 100% in play. I could see that at the Chamber, though, if he doesn't win the Rumble, that they do that there. But it just feels like this whole story with Punk, even when he left, all those, it was like he never main evented Mania, never got a chance to main event Mania. He gets screwed at 29. Like, all this story, at some point you got to do it. You have to do it. Yeah. So him and Cody's as big a match as any to close Mania. So it feels like this is probably the year they're going to do it.
Yeah, I like the tease because they're eventually going to get to it, and they can always harpen back to it. But that's CM Punk at the Royal Rumble. He's one of the favorites. He'd be my winner. Perhaps you guys else as well. Any other, you, Ferrell or Mike, would they be your winner, Punk?
I don't think so.
No. Yeah.
I mean, gun to my head, I would say it. But also, I'm a little afraid here because last year when we did this wheel, Ryan, I said Punk will probably get hurt, getting eliminated, and curse him. So I don't want to
move on from Ferrell. What the fuck?
I don't want to get involved too much and curse him. But I think if maybe he needs to be like the Iron Sheik and not be thrown out. He's your winner.
He's not capable of being thrown out, so he's going to win.
So he's your winner, so he can stay in one piece.
All right, interesting. Mo Eller, I hope you get the guy you want to win here as I spin the wheel for you.
Go.
I don't see the Miz on there, so you're not getting his guy.
Oh, another favorite. Seth freaking Rollins plus $333. Probably a 1/3 chance of winning the Royal Rumble. What would you do, Mike Eller, with Seth Rollins at the 2025 Royal Rumble?
I'd keep him in the match a lot. Like, I keep him in a majority of the match. You know, his character's getting a little long in the tooth. I'm kind of getting tired of it, and I think a heel turn would be really nice. But it does feel like they are kind of teasing that. I would have him. I'd probably have him go pretty long into the match, and then I'd have him eliminated by Reigns. I think that would be really good. It kind of hits home, like Drew on subsequent Raws can say, like, see, I told you, he keeps screwing you over again. So it can kind of add fuel to the fire. I don't want him to win. I think there's 0% chance he wins this match, but he's gonna be in it for a while. You shook your head. Maybe not 0.
Well, the betting odds would say he's in the top 3, right? And I feel that he is Triple H's boy, so I thought that he would perhaps want to maybe make Seth Rollins. He's like addicted to making Seth Rollins happen, so I wouldn't rule him out and say 0%.
The thing with Rollins is like he's kind of in that Jericho, Owens, and there's been
he's a gatekeeper
way back where. I'd even have him higher than a gatekeeper. It's just that he's a compelling character that can have personal feuds without being for the world title. So, like, he can have a top tier Mania match and not even need the title in the mix. Like, there's plenty of guys he can get into it with. And, you know, we saw it, you know, he's had like really good personal issues with a lot of different wrestlers. So I think he's a guy that doesn't even need the Rumble win. He doesn't need a world title match at Mania to be like in a compelling match. It's not like he's a guy where, well, if he's not fighting for the world title, he's going to be in a ladder match or something, right? He'll probably still have a really good feud going in. So I think, I don't think you need to have him win it, and
he wouldn't be a priority.
I think it would be
he wouldn't be a priority for me. He would be whoever's left over. Let's link him up with Seth if it's fresh.
Yeah, like I don't know, like him and Penta would be cool. I mean, you know, like just some kind of crazy ass match like that, right? Like where it's just. Let him go and ball out. So like that would be cool. Even something random. Him and Zayn, have they even had like a big match before on a big card? I don't think so. So like there's guys where Rollins can just fight and like build a story around him and Knight. Like just even look at the wheel alone. There's like 4 or 5 guys you could throw him in there with.
Him and Roman.
Him and Roman. Him and Breaker. You could challenge for the IC belt. Like
the thing about Seth is he would be all the big players, Punk, Cody, Roman, even The Rock, he'd be like their worst option, in my opinion, right? Like Punk, again, all right, fine, I get it, right? But Roman,
I'd use him to elevate someone. Like
Cody,
I think
not at a WrestleMania, right? I would use him in that upper mid card tier. I'd use him 3rd from the top at one of the nights. You know?
Yeah, him elevating someone, I think, is his role this year. Like he had a big night, you know, he had a big thing last year. Like so, I think him. You know, like putting over a Penta or a Braun, like something like that could be a really good use for him.
Fatu.
Yeah, Fatu. Like
really
that's kind of ready-made as well. I know
but
too, Ryan.
Regardless, I think he's going to crush it in the Rumble. I think he'll want to be a highlight, and they'll want him. And he really can be that edge role that can just make sure everything sticks together throughout the whole Rumble.
Well, and you and Poirier talked about it on the preview for the men's title match too. Like they're kind of hinting at that truth tellers group or whatever. Like, so there could be something there with like him, Owens, and McIntyre against like Zayn. You know, who knows? Like they could do some kind of 6-man. Yeah. So they could do some kind of 6-man match too with him, with those guys.
Cool.
But regardless, I think him in the world title match at WrestleMania is completely unnecessary. I would not rule it out just because of Triple H.
Yeah. And the way you say Triple H trying to make it a thing, Seth fetching Rollins.
Does he wear pink on Wednesdays?
Yeah.
All right, Ferrell, you're up.
All right.
Let's see who you get. No yeet. Braun Breaker. Plus 1,200.
I think I mean, we talked about this in our Saturday night main event preview of his match with Sheamus. I don't see it as a Royal Rumble winner. I think he comes in, wrecks some shop. Is he officially announced? I
Yeah,
feel
they
like
announced
no.
him yesterday on Netflix.
Okay,
commercial.
I must. Yeah, he'll come in, wreck some shop. I think you get someone to eliminate him in like a slip on a banana peel situation, and that's your next IC title contender for the Chamber. Or are they squeezing a Saudi show in there? I don't know. You know, you can set something up that way. He'll look impressive. He'll be awesome. He'll be brown, and that'll set up his contender. I don't know who it'll be because I mean, you can almost pull a name out of a hat just to throw in a nice title match in between here and Mania.
Yeah,
but
it feels like a year early for him.
Yeah,
This feels like a year early.
I put him in early, and I shine him up early in the main event in the Rumble, for sure.
Like just clear house. Would you do that? Like throw a shit ton of people out?
I don't think. I think your shit ton guy is Fatu. Fatu's your Diesel. I think.
Okay.
Well, I think Fatu.
I think
eliminating Braun would be cool. Like I think Braun comes in and he eats up that first section. Like they always have that guy that's kind of like dominates the first 10.
Yeah.
And then maybe Fatu tosses him as part of his house clearing because that could be I mean, I know they're both kind of heels, but you could turn Braun going to Mania. Like him and Fatu at Mania would be fun too.
Yeah. Regardless, I think Breaker will shine. I don't think he's going to be. I think his stock will rise after this Royal Rumble, and not, that's a given.
Yeah. I mean, all these guys, I almost feel like it's almost like you could they're like dice and just throw them on the table, and then you could make them 74 different Mania cards, and it'd be entertaining.
That's good booking, though. They're presenting everyone so well in the Rumble, and heading into WrestleMania season, everything seems fresh. Yeah. So, all right, I'm up. Let's see what we get. All right, The Rock plus 900. We had to add him because he's a top 5 money favorite here. If he shows up, I feel like he's winning, right? I don't feel
if he's in it, yeah.
Or he shows up. Correct. That's the correct verbiage, Matt. If he's in it, I feel that he's winning. He could show up in maybe screw Roman, screw maybe Rollins or whatever, right? If they wanted to put The Rock in a WrestleMania match where he was going to win, kind of back to JT's guy Rollins or Ferrell's or Eller's guy Rollins, if maybe that's The Rock or whatever, and just get The Rock hot, beat Rollins, whatever. So I don't know. I don't think he's going to be in it, but it has to be talked about. If he is in it, he's going to be number 30. And I've seen the rumors of 31. I wouldn't do that just because I think that's kind of lame. But I think
nah.
I would just have him be 30 on a big surprise, and I don't know. He just ends up winning.
It's weird with The Rock now because
faces Cody too. Yeah,
he's always there. Now because he's on the board, right? So you always have to, like you said, you have to factor him in. I don't know. It's like I can't see him winning, so I don't think he's in it because he already lost last year. So it's he didn't really lose, but he basically lost. So it's kind of I don't know how many times he's going to roll out to get eliminated. So unless he's got some big match planned for Mania with somebody that's going to eliminate him, maybe we do get Roman Rock. Which seems like it's kind of been the plan for a while. So maybe Roman throws him out and that sets up, Mania for them. But I don't think he wins. So I'm not sure if he'll be in it.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds cool. Like it would be sweet if he showed up, but I just think I've got to echo what everybody else says. It just seems like too wishful thinking right now. And I don't know. I don't think they need it.
I don't think he fits this year, honestly.
I think it's more likely he comes out and distracts Reigns and the Reigns gets eliminated because he's staring from the aisle or whatever the hell. I think that's more likely than him being in the match. So he could be 31, in position, not an actual entrant. Maybe he comes out after number 30 and, stands in the aisle. Reigns is barking at him or he pulls him out. Kind of, you could throw it back to 99 with Austin and Rock and Vince, or whatever, where he distracted Austin for Vince to throw him out. So you could do something like that if you're marching that way. That way, Rock
come out, make a throat,
lose.
He could come out, make a throat slash, and then not follow up on it. I think that would be fresh.
But if he were to win, it would be against Cody, and everything on Netflix debut was just to let Cody's guard down from a story standpoint and not wanting to present him as a bad guy to the masses of fans. It would just present him.
And that's not compelling. because they basically fought last year. So like, I think for Cody, I think Punk is way more interesting, and I think one guy we haven't talked about yet, it's more interesting. And I just don't think it's Cody Rock. I'd rather see Rock Reigns if we're gonna do it. I think that's the real story.
I just don't feel that The Rock's that interesting. Not this year. I just don't feel that it fits really. So
it's hard to see him not be in Vegas though for a Vegas Mania. Like it feels like a.
No. All right, Justin, you're up. You gonna get a legend?
Lash legend?
No.
Nope, Drew McIntyre.
Right,
Plus
Drew.
900.
Yeah, I mean, probably not really much of a chance. He's in a weird spot. It's like it sucks that his big moment came during COVID because it was so cool when he won that Rumble and won the title, and he was a workhorse during a tough time. He helped carry them. But things were a lot thinner than up top. It's like now it's like there's so many possible players. It just, to me, he feels like a late or like a summer to fall champion type of guy versus like a win the Rumble and go to Mania for the title type of guy right now. And he was in the title match last year. Again, I don't think they're going to repeat too much of that from last year. So like, I don't think him or Rollins. I think he can heat up a feud with anybody anytime because he's such a douchebag. So I think it's maybe more likely we see something like I mentioned with him and Owens versus like Zayn and Rollins or Rollins with them. Like whatever they do, I think that seems more likely than him winning and fighting Cody or Gunther.
Yeah, he'll get caught up with CM Punk or Roman and cost himself the actual match. Perhaps a dark horse to be final 6 at least, maybe final 4.
Yeah, I think he'll have a good showing. I don't think he's going to go out easy, but I just don't. Again, I don't see it.
And he's so hot on the mic right now. He doesn't. You're just like him, and they'll have a hot feud within a month.
It's like Rollins. It's the same thing. Like you just don't. Both guys could have really good feuds without needing the title involved.
Yeah, good shit. All right, Eller, you're up.
All right.
You gonna get your boy? You are gonna get your boy.
There we go.
The favorite as of last week. You would have to put up $138 to win 100. John Cena is the favorite to win the Royal Rumble, according to Las Vegas odd makers. Is he the favorite in your eyes, Mike?
I wish he won. I wish my suggestion, he throws out everybody, but just kidding.
God damn.
But, no, I don't think he's going to win because he's advertised. Like, it seems like he might be wrestling at the Chamber, or they're certainly pushing like he's going to wrestle at the Chamber.
Yeah.
And if he's going to do that, it doesn't really make sense for him to do that if he wins the Rumble as well. So I would have him come in pretty late. I don't think he's going to be taking bumps or working like 45 minutes in this match. So I'd have him come in like anywhere from like 25 to 28. Doesn't have to be those exact numbers, but just in that range. And then you can kind of, I don't even know if he has to have a story in this, because is Cody still on the table right now?
Yeah, so that's what I thought.
They've blinded everything so much that we don't really know.
That was the other guy I was thinking if they weren't going to do, if you don't do Punk Cody, I think Cody Cena is the other match. Like, so, but I don't think it's here. I think he wins the Chamber. Like Poirier even said in that preview that they advertised the shit out of,
Cena
being at the Chamber. So I think it's more likely he wins that. He loses this and then says, all right, I'm going to find my way to Mania somehow, and he goes and wins the Chamber. I also think they're over telegraphing him winning by like on Science Main Event. I don't know how many of you guys watched on Peacock. I was because of the SAP issue. They kept throwing up a poll or a trivia question on the side of like who's won 3 Rumbles. Like it felt very much like they're trying to subliminally convince you that Cena's going to tie that record and win his 3rd. But I do think he could be in a title match at Mania. I just think it's more likely at the Chamber. So my 2 options right now for Cody are Cena and Punk. Like I think one of those 2 guys is fighting Cody.
Which is weird because those are both baby faces right now, and Cody's your biggest baby face.
That's fine. So I think they're going to do like the Hogan Warrior Clash of the Titans for the title at the top night 2.
I think
my thing with Cena is I feel like he's not, as a character, ready to win the Royal Rumble. He should kind of replenish all those losses that he had and build himself back up. Because if he just shows up and wins the Rumble, it's kind of lame in my opinion.
Yeah, he needs to suffer more. There needs to be, do I still got it? And even if Cena wins at the Chamber for number one contender, and you can have him wait to be the last case and get out pretty quick and win quickly, and then just like he fights Gunther at Mania and just gets destroyed.
Yeah.
And like Lesnar style. And then like his tale this year of 2025 is building back up, training in the Siberian woods before you fight the big foreign menace, complete Rocky IV style. You can get a robot and everything. That's what I think Cena's story this year should be. Not like, hey, I won the Rumble. I'm the greatest of all time.
He really should close the year on top, not start the year on top.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's all great points.
Yeah, because what do you do if he already wins the title the rest of the year? What's he doing? He's having matches, but
I don't think he wins at a Mania anyway. I think he loses if he wins the Rumble or if he gets the Chamber and gets the title match. I don't think he's winning.
I wouldn't even put him in a profile match at Mania. I'd have him his rise start at Mania by having a big wing non-title against whoever.
Austin Theory too.
I think you got to give him something of value. Like
now that you mentioned Austin Theory, though, I'd have him eliminate Theory and eliminate Solo from this match to get his kicks back.
You got to give him
like a Drew opponent at Mania.
Yeah, you got to give him some kind of dream match. I think if you're not gonna, you've seen a Rock one more time. I feel like you got to give him something.
Thrice in a lifetime.
You got to give him something. There's three options, right? There's a title match, there's a dream match, and then there's like put a guy over, like Jake Fatu kicks the shit out of him. But to your point, like this is it. So like if this is his last Mania match, he's not fighting someone aimless on the bottom of the card. He's just not. Like it's going to be something worthwhile. So that's either going to be some sort of it's never happened, we need to do it match, or it's going to be like a big title match that they can pimp the shit out of.
I honestly wouldn't rule.
You could do him and Reigns, I guess, one last time. I mean, they did the one at SummerSlam. It was kind of mid, but
yeah.
That.
So, all right, Cena, a favorite, but not our favorite. All right, Ferrell, you're up.
Yeah, I can't believe those odds. I would never.
Well, it's because they're buying into the hype on they're pimping the shit out of it. Like they're definitely trying to walk you toward thinking he's going to win. I think with all the hype on the third time.
All right, another guy with odds here, plus 1,000. Randy Orton, could he return at the Royal Rumble?
I don't think he's even in this. I don't think he's in the Rumble.
No,
his story is pulling him to that ladder match with Owens and Rhodes. Whether he's costing Owens or costing Rhodes, that's where his story is being told. Cody just randomly going, I was trained by Randy Orton or whatever he just threw in there to so you remember him. And so you've already going to get the return pop before the Rumble. So I don't think you double dose it, especially with this stacked of field. That's one more guy who needs that you need to write in a good elimination for. He can't just get dumped like a sack of crap, So I don't think Orton's in this Rumble. That's why his odds are 1,000. I mean,
I know. I could see him being in the Rumble. I could see him being in the final six, and I don't think any chance he wins it unless they want him to face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, and this is the way to get there. Because in 2017, he won a Rumble that was star-studded out of nowhere, and his odds rose up the day of. So you can never rule him out because of the Cody aspect of it, and that I don't. It's not a dream match for me, but a quote-unquote dream match. Yeah. So I wouldn't rule him out, but I don't think that.
Cody Orton for the title, you don't need the Rumble. You don't need to do it at Mania. But
I don't think it's a Mania match.
No.
That's
I think they could fight at the Chamber
as your SummerSlam,
or they could fight at the Chamber. Like that could be
I think
it's involved there, and that's his in between challenger. Him and Orton. I think it's a good Chamber World Title match where it's not going to carry a major show, but it has enough value to really mean something on that card.
Yeah, I just hold on it. I don't think that story's ready or ripe at all. So, or it's kind of a boring Rumble selection, honestly.
He's not going to win.
No,
I would say it's zero chance. Zero chance.
So,
but I want to see him back, but just not right. I think Matt just made some really good points. He's hugely valuable to the company, and he's awesome. But I don't know. He just would kind of
just doesn't
get lost.
Yeah,
I think it's more likely he fights Cena at Mania. then he gets
That'd be
then he wins the
badass.
Rumble because that's another one they could do if they want to give Cena like a one last time, him and Orton, like the legendary feud or whatever. Like they could do something like that.
And they never faced at a WrestleMania 1-on-1.
Right. And they've kind of teased it a little bit, haven't they, over the years? Like they kind of teased like they could fight one more time. And
well, what if Orton's in the Rumble just to eliminate Cena to escalate that?
Yeah, so you could do something like that. So
yeah, that's a good point too. All right, here we go. I'm up. By the way, all yellow so far, so I'm probably going to get Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I'm beginning to. I think this is Carney.
I got the weight on it.
Yeah.
Yeet. Jey Uso, probably the biggest, most over superstar in this Royal Rumble, believe it or not. Jey Uso does not have betting odds, but I think he's more likely to win than like Randy Orton. I would say
agree.
He's more likely to win than Drew McIntyre. He's probably a dark horse to be a Final Four guy. He's a dark horse to be an Iron Man. I'd put him in early while the crowd is hot and doesn't have that lull. And I think that he's going to have a Rockstar WrestleMania, Rockstar Royal Rumble. And should he win? Probably not. Could he win? Maybe. Would it make sense? Yes.
If he does, he'd fight Gunther, I think. I guess, and you have him, win it. He'd have to win the title. That's the thing with him. If he wins the Rumble, he's got to win the belt at Mania. Like he can't lose again. So you got to be prepared to pull the trigger and make him world champion, I guess. So if they're ready to do that, then sure.
And you can see the building blocks to get there, right?
By the time his entrance is over, maybe everybody's eliminated and he just wins. They do the 10 minutes of him yeeting down with. I mean, I'm old. I don't know who the rappers are who accompany him. So whoever the next guy is, and then he just get a Bret Hart, Luger, and boom, Jey Uso wins the Rumble. Still yeeting in the crowd.
Does Indiana even have rappers? So I'm not sure if that's possible.
I don't know. When I drove through it to go to Chicago for Survivor Series, it was corn and windmills.
Most depressing drive ever.
Yes. It makes our place, Mike, look like New York City.
It does.
That's awesome. All right. Well, Jey Uso's, I think he's going to have a great night at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, he's just not going to win.
You're up, Justin. Oh, the big dog, perhaps. And it is.
Got him.
So it's I don't know, like the Chiefs.
Plus 250, the third favorite, by the way.
Like the Chiefs and like John Cena of old, like it's hard to bet against him until he loses. That's what his whole title reign was, right? Up until the obvious time he was going to lose. So it's hard to ever count him out. Like I definitely think he's got a chance. The problem is, like, are they really going to do him and Cody a third time, 3 straight years? I don't see it. And could they really do him and Gunther? I mean, I guess. But
when you're done, I have a scenario.
All right. Maybe there's someone else. I guess it's in between. I don't know. I don't see it. I think it's much more likely, like the things we've talked about, where someone costs him to set up a non-title Mania match. I would lean toward Rock. If Rock's going to fight, I think he's fighting Reigns. They've been teasing that. They wanted to do it last year. The story's there now, right? Reigns can say, Rock can say, you fucking blew it. I gave you every freaking chance on the book. Last WrestleMania, you couldn't get it done. And he can say, I was fine until you showed up, right? My whole reign was 3 years until you got involved. So I think the story is like natural. And that's definitely like a closer without the belts type of match. So again, I think he's just another guy who doesn't need to be in a title match right now. I think he's got enough oomph to not need to be there. It is interesting they do with, Heyman with the Drew stuff, but again, I see more about Punk than Reigns on Raw. So yeah, I don't see it. Again, though, you can't count him out though. That's the thing. You can't count him out.
Yeah, I would say that my scenario is to pay out the favor. Roman wins the Royal Rumble, so he can pick any challenger. Punk would say, all right, well, pick Gunther because as a favor to me, because I called out Cody, and it's a way for Punk. Because Gunther is a fantastic match on paper.
They've never done it.
They've never done it, right? And then that's just the cute way of Roman not going after the Cody to revenge his loss, right? It's just saying, well, cashing in the favor was the out, and then you can have 2 awesome fresh matches.
Yeah, but I mean, Romans and Paul have made a big deal about he's coming for his title. And then if he wins the Rumble and he's like, well, I'm just going to take on Gunther. Like
It's the favor. It's the favor. This favor, I'm afraid, is going to be corny, and that's a corny answer.
so
So
the favor
it's
would be
it's a
don't
poker chip
fight
for something.
Cody, so I can. But then how? So
He'd have to win the
how does-
chamber.
Yeah, so then he
So
doesn't.
he
need
could win the
favor.
chamber and then convince, Reigns
Roman.
to take Gunther so he gets Cody out of the chamber.
I owe you a favor, and then that's the
So
favor.
he still
I'm
gets the
asking.
title shot. But yeah.
And then the wise man directs him in the right way because he always directs him. So
It was interesting too, though. They did tease something with Drew and Punk again.
Yeah. there's so many options. It's fucking awesome. let's be real.
But it feels like, are they going to do that at Mania? Like they just had their big blow off. Like it feels like they're really going to fight at Mania again. Like I think Punk Cody they set way too much groundwork on Raw. And again,
They did that last year. It could be groundwork for another day.
right.
So many red herrings. It's awesome. You really don't know what to believe. All right, LA Knight.
I've lost track. Who is this?
Eller.
Okay.
No, I think he's lost a lot of steam. He was a year ago or even 5 months ago when he beat Logan Paul for the title. I can see it. He'll be match. Is he announced? I don't remember.
Yeah, he's announced. He was one of the earliest ones to be announced, and that's kind of crucial on who they announced early, in my opinion, just to put shine on it.
And I don't know.
I don't think he's going to have a bad outing, if at all. I think he's going to have a strong outing. I just don't think he's good.
No,
he could be final 6, but I don't see anything higher than that.
No, I don't think. I think he's someone to pop the crowd in the mid lull. I don't think he's, around for a long. I don't think he's around towards the end. I mean, think about the guys we've talked about. I mean, I don't see LA Knight in that group at the end.
Feels like they missed the window with him. Like he's gonna, I think, always end up being one of those guys that was just around at the wrong time. There was just like too many guys ahead of him to really become the man. I think US is probably going to be his peak. So I could just see him more in some kind of mid card thing at Mania. Like you said, he'll pop the crowd here. He'll have a big spot, but I don't.
Yeah. I think he's still involved, though. There's shiny new toys, but I still think he's a focus.
Yeah, I just don't think he'll ever have a sustained run with the world title.
He just needs to fall on the B show.
Bring him in the middle. Yeah. I mean, keep him on SmackDown then.
No doubt. All right, Ferrell.
Let's bring him in the middle. And
wow, we haven't got anything like Legends, TNA, NXT, nothing. It's all names. All right, Sami Zayn. Low key interested what he does at the Rumble. What do you got for us with Sami Zayn, Eller?
If with all this betting odds, if somehow KO walks out with the title before this, I would put everything on Sami Zayn.
Live bet it?
Yeah, live bet that's Sami Zayn. Otherwise, if Cody retains and Gunther Gunther the champ, there's zero chance Zayn is winning this Rumble. There'll be the point where he has a crisis of conscience for some reason, whether it's bloodline related or maybe he gets McIntyre eliminated so he can get something, considering he's just his whipping boy. Mm-hmm. But the only way he's winning is if KO is champ, which I still think is probably his Mania opponent either way when he doesn't help KO win the title. But I think he's just happy, make the crowd happy. People love Sami Zayn. He's not winning it. I think his elimination is going to be real reminiscent of Michaels the year he wanted Undertaker, hanging on, flailing like, oh no, like it's going to be a drawn out elimination.
Yeah.
Hanging on for dear life. But
I kind of wanted him because I have this weird scenario where he doesn't help KO. KO freaks out and attacks him and takes the spot. Right.
Yeah, and I think the men's Rumble is going to close because of all the ambiguity, more so than Cody Owens. But I just don't see them doing this. It's too big. Mania is too big now, and everything just means so much. And KO Sammy is a fun world title feud, but I just don't see them going that route for Mania.
Well, I don't think it'll happen, but that's the only way.
But yeah, you're right. That's the only way it happens. I just don't see KO winning the belt. I don't. You don't have Cody last the year as champion to not go to Mania and fight Punk or Cena for the title. I mean, those are too big of matches to pass that up for KO and Sammy. I just don't see it. So I think KO Sammy at Mania with some kind of big stip would be possible, or again, some kind of tag with KO and Drew against Sammy and Rollins. Like I think that seems just as likely to me.
It's a little weird. All right, let's go. Let's get through. Let's 5 more. We got to power through this. All right. It'll be. Am I really not going to get? We're not going to. All right. I don't know which way.
Well, let's get rid of. Just go through Penta. It's quick. He's not going to. He'll have a cool spot. He's not going to win.
Shut the fuck up! It's not you, Cyril Miano. He's going to come in early.
Trying to keep you moving.
It's going to be Penta, Breaker, and Fatu, the first 3 in any order, and it's just going to be like, wow, this is the new future in a way. 3 ambiguous guys that the ceiling is way unknown, and it's going to be a cool moment. Unlike Puner, Hardcore Holly, and all them guys in 05, I think you're just going to get like a new crux of guys. This is our future, and that would be like a kick-ass triple threat match. So
I can't imagine anyone else in the world associates Penta with Daniel Puder.
2 great shoot fighters. Yeah, I think he's not going to win, but he'll have a cool spot to stand out, like something. I actually think
he'll be in for a while too.
I think
maybe something with him and Ray.
Yeah, or I think him and Logan Paul could be a real fun fucking Mania match too. Like,
that would be sweet.
That route.
Fuck yeah.
Just destroyers for days.
Yeah.
All right, we're up, Justin. Nothing. TNA, NXT, Legends till the end. You're gonna get Fatu. Watch it. Shut the fuck. All right, you're gonna get TNA.
All right. I mean, so I'll give you one that's a little bit more likely, and then I'll give you my it would be pretty cool. I mean, Joe Hendry's like the obvious one, right? He's the champion. Yeah. You're going to start this partnership or whatever the fuck they're doing, purchase off the right way. He's been on NXT a bunch, so like there's some familiarity. He's the biggest star for TNA right now.
He's the world champ too.
World champion. So like to me, that's probably the guy if they're going to have one. However, there's a couple other options. There is Cardona. Who has been rumored ever since Chelsea came back, Triple H came over, to be coming back someday. So there's him. There's always the fucking Hardy Boys as well. Like they love to roll them out. It wouldn't shock me if like Jeff has a surprise, appearance or something in the Rumble. They're not going to obviously come out together. So maybe you do both of them or you just have one in there. So I think Hendry is most likely. I'll say Cardona is a puncher's chance, and if you're going Legends / TNA, like the Hardys kind of check both boxes. You could bring them in as Legends, but they're representing the TNA roster or whatever. So.
Yeah.
Would that be one?
I would love Nick Nemeth as a Cleveland, Kent State alum.
Yeah, Kansas. Too.
I would love that, but I don't see it because
he's been in enough fucking Rumbles.
Yeah.
the record for the most Rumbles, right?
Is that still
there? So I can see.
I know. I would be rooting for him over Kane.
I mean, Dreamer's out there too. I guess, like if you want to do a legend, but they're not in Philly or anything, so I don't think it's going to be him.
Wow, Dreamer, no shit. All right, Eller.
All right.
NXT, it looks like. Yep.
There we go. Okay, I'm glad it wasn't the legend. I'm going to go Trick. I think they're going to be calling him up. He was their champion for a lot of 2024. He was their top guy for 2024. And I think he's like the most obvious pick. If you want to get, I don't know, like a lot of guys you could put there for fun. You could try Ethan Page. If it's not in kayfabe, you could try Javon Evans. He could do some crazy ass spots.
Yeah, it's a good call.
So,
Tony D would be fun.
Yeah, that would be a good. That would be a good option. You've got like 5 or 6 on the mid card that could be fun, just as a kind of a treat to the NXT fans.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, NXT is fun. They honestly don't even do it every year nowadays, but I feel that Trick, your first pick Trick, would probably be the best option. And would it be a call up, real quick around the horn? Would that be his call up? Because it's like 50-50 if it's their call up or not.
I think it would help. Carmelo could certainly help use him.
I think it's Trick. I think Trick seems like, especially you get the crowd, the whoop that Trick as he comes out, and I think it's his call up. I think he's maxed out in NXT.
No doubt. Anyway, they took the belt off him for a reason, right?
Yeah. So I mean, it's not. I don't think they're going to do Oba, but they do sometimes have like the champion come up and get the spot.
It just feels like there's too many big guys that wouldn't fit this year for him.
Yeah. So I think Trick seems most likely. And Eller mentioned the other guy I was thinking, which is Ethan Page. Like, I think he's another guy they could just look to bring up if they think he's done there. And, he kind of fits, but I don't think he'd get like a big enough pop or moment. So that's why I think Trick is more likely to kind of get that, like, oh shit, like, the crowd is super fired up to do the catchphrase and everything.
Yeah.
And he's probably ready to come up anyway. So
no doubt. I hope he's up for good too as well. I like him.
I think he will. I mean, it's going to be now or the day after Mania. I mean, one of the two.
He's just done in NXT. All right. Ferrell, legend. Who's going to be the legend?
Legend, if you got it, Ferrell.
Daniel Puder.
How's he going to do?
I wish.
It's got to be Daniel Puder. I don't know. Last year I got this one on the wheel and I said Ken Shamrock. I don't think it's him.
That'd be cool.
X-Pac? I mean,
X-Pac would be cool.
He's in decent enough shape. You can throw him over the top rope still. You don't have to gently lay him down. Part of like with my brain is like who the legend is. I have to readjust my timeline. So like a legend is what in my head I'm thinking the 80s and 90s. There's not too many of those guys that you can get in there and have them take a bump.
Greg Valentine would be fantastic. He's just warming up.
Yeah. I mean, so you're more talking in the mid 2000s, and I don't even know who would be available.
I don't want Booker
people
T.
even
Booker
care.
T. I'm done. No Booker
Yeah.
T. I don't
think he's going to be a legend. I think Cena's basically the legend. And, what I mean? Like, there's so many guys now. Like, you need a legend.
Bad News Barrett would be cool, though.
Who?
Bad News Barrett.
Yeah, they could do that, I guess. But, like, you needed the legends back in the day and more when the roster was thinner in the moments. But now there's so many big names and if Rock maybe's in it, but like I said, Cena kind of fulfills the legend spot anyway. So
I think Scott Steiner would be cool if he showed up with like Braun Breaker. That'd be.
Oh geez, I don't think you could get him up and out.
No,
not without killing him.
Get out.
I think Rick is more likely if you're gonna have a Steiner out there.
All right, I'm last. Jacob Fatu. Like I said, I think I'd put him in early. Perhaps have him be the Iron Man, eliminate a shitload of people. I don't know if we do the Diesel spot just because it's so star-studded. That's usually for like down years when you have a lot of scrubs to get rid of and you want to shine a guy up. But if you want to shine a guy up, this is the guy to do it. Perhaps maybe they do like 2010 Punk spot where it's just like for a little bit. I don't think they're gonna go like Brock style or Diesel style back in the day. But yeah, I definitely put him in early. I shine him and I put him over throughout the whole match, and I have him touch everybody. Right, and just see who meshes with him. He's uber charismatic. I work on his high flying. I have him brawl. I have him kick ass, and I have him probably lead the whole thing with eliminations.
Yeah, and the more when we talked about it earlier, like I think him and Seth could be a really good Mania match because it.
I think he could, yeah.
It's someone that Seth could put over. Give Jacob a strong win wouldn't hurt Seth in any way, and they have a little bit of history with the Bloodline Raw and stuff. So, I do like the idea of him and Braun, but the problem is they both kind of need a win. So, like, I don't think I'd probably throw that at Mania. Obviously, he's not going to win this, but yeah, he'll get the big showing in the night.
Yeah. I think whoever does eliminate him, Fatu pulls him out because they're doing the whole uncontrollable wild man. Fatu pulls him out and just decimates him on the side of by the side of the ring, and that's
or he eliminates himself. Like
multiple people, like what Savage back in the day.
Yeah, he dives over the top after somebody. I mean, I was actually thinking that for Penta, but I don't know if they want to make him look stupid, but like they could do something too where he knocks someone out and then just like not thinking comes flying off the top with like a senton or something. You know what I mean? Oh, he's eliminated. You didn't realize it. Something like that.
All right. Well, that's the men's Royal Rumble match preview, guys. I'd love to hear who you guys think in the comments is going to win, or give me a scenario for anyone in the Rumble in the comments. If you're an audio listener, jump in the YouTube comments and give us your thoughts. Eller, Ferrell, JT, thanks, guys.